Hello and hi again to Dr. English YouTube channel. This is Dr. Mafi. I've been teaching English for many years, and today's lesson we're going to focus on indefinite articles. What are indefinite articles? Articles, A, N. Of course, by indefinite we mean unknown, because these articles, these words are used before nouns. What nouns? Unspecified nouns. Uncertain, unknown nouns. We don't know what we are talking about, right? A book, a bird, for example, right? A book, a person, an individual, an idea. We don't know what idea, what individual, what person, what book, right? That's why what we mean by indefinite. But sometimes we mean definite article. The in English is used to refer to a kind of a noun that is known, that is specified, at least between those people who are communicating together, involved in the conversation. And well, you have to refer to that video about definite article the. That's another story. But today, indefinite article. And a. First of all, let's deal with an. An is used with any nouns, right? Starting with a vowel. Vowel. What is a vowel? Like these special sounds like a, u, e, right? These sounds, what we call as vowels. Consonants are like b, t, k, p. And you need to refer to my other video about phonemic symbols to know all about vowels and consonants. All right? But I'm sure that in the primary school or elementary school, middle school or high school, your English teacher told you about these letters starting the nouns. And we use them for, mind you, singular countable nouns. Not uncountable nouns. For uncountable nouns, we don't use indefinite article for uncountable. For plural nouns, we don't use a or an because both of them refer to one single, a and, right? And a book, not two books. If you're talking about two books, then we don't use a, right? Or an apple. Well, these words start with, you already knew this. You're familiar with this because you've been taught that any words starting with A, E, O, I, U, right? Or in any order, of course. Maybe I before O. Anyway, so apple, an apple. Egg, an egg, right? One egg. One apple, an apple. An orange, one orange. An idea, an umbrella, right? Okay. Well, they told you this, but there are a few exceptions to this. If you learn it based on the spelling system, the letters, the spelling system, not the sound system, but I told you about the sound system vowel. It doesn't have any exceptions. No exceptions, okay? But what about a university? We say a university, although it starts with U, but we don't say an university. It's wrong. Why? Because it's not a vowel in the first place. It's a consonant. So although university starts with U, it is preceded by a, not an. A university, right? So if you learn this based on the spelling system, then you need to learn also the exceptions. But if you learn based on the sound system, there is no exceptions. There's no exceptions. Because university, you know that university starts with a consonant. So I said and before any nouns that start with a vowel. But U is not a vowel. U is not a vowel, right? U is not a vowel. But what about here? This is umbrella. We pronounce it ah. I is a vowel, right? So I is a vowel, so it's an umbrella. Anything starts with a vowel. So there is no exception. Even you say an hour. Although hour is spelled with H at the beginning. But this H sound is not pronounced. It's silent. You starts with O, basically. So it's an hour, not a hour. An hour. Actually, it's not an exception. Not an exception. Because it doesn't start with a vowel. If it starts with a vowel, yes, umbrella. An hour. It's owl, that is a vowel. So you say an hour. Okay? So it's safe to say, more academic to learn, that we use an before any nouns that starts with a vowel. Not these letters only. Okay? If you learn based on these letters, which is spelling based, then you need to learn other things which are like exceptions to this rule, irregular, for example, things. But there are no irregular or exceptions here. There's only the vowel and consonant. If it is a vowel, it's an. If it is a consonant, it's a. That's it. No exceptions. No irregularities. Nothing's weird about it. Okay? So it's very easy to learn. And for this, before this, you need to learn the phonemic symbols that I told you about. Go there because it's necessary to learn the phonemic symbols, vowels plus consonants. And not to mention, if you want to open a dictionary or look up a word in a dictionary, you need to know how to read a dictionary, especially the pronunciation part of it. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.